video, I'd just like to point out a couple of things related to the second block of the Sue's Christmas Chores block month project. In your pattern, you will see that in your copy of the pattern that there are some very small pieces on the stocking, and I suggest that you embroider these. And if you want to do the big ones, but the other thing that you can always do is simplify and work with a fabric that either a polka dot or some fabric that gives you some texture. So like in my case, I have not embroidered, or like I've just used kind of this checkerboard fabric for my stocking. And then I've done the same thing as with the first one, making a yo-yo for this. It's originally a circle on the pattern, and I have chosen to do a yo-yo. I think that you can also use some other kind of trim or a button, whatever you like. Okay. So then the suggestion that I have had is that you do join these two blocks if you want to start working on the smaller designs that form a part of this quilt pattern, which in this case would be the first one, is this portrait of a goose. Okay, and let's look at that pattern. So here what I've done is I'm also working with a freezer paper and starch for my template. So what I did was I cut out the whole frame here, and then using, this is out of freezer paper, and then using an X-Acto knife, I cut out very carefully around this oval so that I could use the oval as a template. Okay, and you can see right here. And then since I'm going to reverse applique the frame, what I did was I cut the background, this would be the background fabric here, with about 1/4 inch larger than the oval itself, so that I could applique the goose onto that before appliquing the frame. So that I've done here, and I've added even the embroidery. This is the embroidery line. Okay, and if you look at the pattern, here you kind of have to eyeball it to decide, and you see that it's not completely on halfway through the seam line, but it's more off towards the side, more on the first block than on the second block. So let's say that would be right just about here. Okay, and you can play around a little bit with the position. So this is where then I would be appliquing the frame. And with that, we would be finished with this part of the project. As you move along, once again, you can decide either you work on the individual blocks and join them all before adding these other smaller elements, or as you go along, you would be appliquing them too. So here, this is as far as we've gotten. Then with the third block, you would be able to applique these here. And with the fourth block, then this, you would be joining the whole row. This you will have to wait until you have the second row done. Okay, so the patterns are provided kind of in that order. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope that this is useful.